I like making music and I like making money. As unsavory as that sounds for creatives.
Right, let's go. Welcome to episode 3. Alright, this episode is going to be all about Ultimate. I'm sure most of you know him. Ultimate is an entertainer, a rapper, famously known for rapping in Malay. So he's pretty much my favorite Malay rapper. About a year ago, I wanted to produce a series of interviews with some interesting entrepreneurs. And part of that series, I interviewed Ultimate, which never got published. Somehow the project just didn't happen. Hello? Yes. I'm in the office. Yes, wait for 10 minutes. Just wait for 10 minutes. Life. I didn't want to waste that interview because there were a lot of interesting things that were said. So I have decided to make this episode all about that interview. This is Ultimate the Entrepreneur, sharing his thoughts on entrepreneurship.
I'm in the music business, so I suppose I like making music and I like making money. As unsavory as that sounds for creatives, but I do enjoy making money, the entrepreneurial aspect.
What kind of businesses do you own and what are you doing?
Well, first and foremost, my core business is in music and entertainment. I own a record label that signs me as an artist. I own shares in the music publishing company that manages my intellectual property portfolio, and that's my core business. I also have a company that takes care of my shows, performance. That is the core business, and from then on we expanded into other things like we have a van rental business. We rent vans to TV productions and production houses and things like that. We also have we took the Joe's Barber franchise. So if you go to Joe's Barber in Complex PKNS, I have an interest in that. And we have Benua Clothing. I'm trying to remember what's the other one. Yeah, it's menswear, basically Muslim menswear, and I do that with my partner called his name is Boy. Yeah, that's about it.
So you have business in very diverse industries, right?
Yes.
So how did this all begin? It's just like, did it happen by chance, or did you actually sit and plan this that you wanted all these businesses as part of your portfolio?
Okay, I think first of all you got to start with the genre I'm in, because I'm in hip hop. In hip hop, you got to understand that in its DNA there's a strong entrepreneurial streak in it. It all comes down to when the pioneers, when they were starting out, nobody wanted to, they didn't get any help from any labels, and nobody wanted to host their events and stuff like that. So literally nobody wanted to help them, so they had to help themselves, and that is, basically an entrepreneur lah. Nobody wants to help me start my business. I start it by myself. I do it by myself. I got to do everything by myself. So that's where it starts. That's where it started, right? And then, of course, we are not from the country that gave birth to hip hop. So there are people who came before us who helped define it, and we look at them and they were very entrepreneurial. So I think that's where we took our cues from.
It's very interesting the first part you said, right?
Yeah.
You own a record label that signs you.
Yeah.
Is that very common among artists here in Malaysia, or is that something?
I think is becoming an increasingly viable option for artists here. The way the music industry is evolving, I think is become. I wouldn't say it's the right way. I say it's the best way for me, right? I used to say that if you sign to a major label, it's not a good idea. It's wrong. But I've grown. I've matured in my thinking enough to know that there's a different solution that is for everyone, right? So for me, what works best is actually signing myself. Advice is free, so whoever they ask me for advice, apparently my advice has some value to it. It surprises me, but yeah, it has some value to it. And we have some guys who just keep asking me like, bro, how you do this, how do you do that? And I just give my thoughts. I say this is what I think. It might not be the best way for you to go about it. Just take it into consideration, and if you want to apply it, you apply it. If you don't want to apply it, it's fine. There's no skin on my back. It's human nature to only see one side of you. You know, there's always that fable or that tale about the blind man and the elephant, right? And I see that happen all the time. So because they see me, they open YouTube and they see me, and they go on TV and they see me. So they see me as an entertainer. They don't even see me as somebody who writes my own songs, who write the lyrics. They don't. But it doesn't mean that it's any less important, And it used to make me upset, but I know it's not anymore, because I think I have a better understanding of human nature.
Do you think your fame as an entertainer helps you with the businesses that you do?
There is definitely value there. It's definitely a tool that you can use, that you can leverage to however you like, right? There is a certain amount of celebrity. I'm not wildly famous, like some people I know, but
Some might disagree with that.
Some might disagree, but there's always levels, It's a matter of it's all relative, right? And some people use it to get paid more. Some people use it to get girls. Let's be real, I use it as a leverage. It's a tool. Like how I can write lyrics. It's a tool. So I use tools to achieve what I want, to get to my objective.
Yeah. So now you see in the Malaysian scene, right?
Yeah.
You have celebrities, performers, who then become entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
You also have entrepreneurs now who are taking the other route.
Yeah, you should.
Become celebrities and then they
Yeah.
go into singing and acting and all that. What
Yeah,
do you
yeah.
think about that?
I think it's a form of marketing. It's a form of marketing, branding, and promotions. Is a part of that, and it's a very powerful tool. Celebrity is a very powerful tool, but I think everybody needs to remember that it's a double-edged sword. You can make it work for you, and you can make it work, and it can work against you. So you be very, very careful, Using if you have celebrity and you don't use it for something else, if it's just the end, your objective is just to be famous. I don't think it's right, It's usually a means to an end. It's like I said, it's a tool, and it's an effective tool that has a certain shelf life to it. I'm an introvert, believe it or not. I started getting into hip hop and rap. I started to like performing, and nowadays I view it as a job. Performing and recording, and I think I'm shifting back to becoming an introvert. Okay, I suppose we should start after SPM. After SPM, I worked in a fast food restaurant. Then I worked again in food and beverage. I was a waiter. I worked as a kitchen porter, kind of part-time jobs. After that, I went to university. At university, we started performing, right? But it didn't pay. It wasn't a full-time job. Then when I finished university, it kind of I worked for a record label that signed Ali Fikir. So I was part of the management team, and then I had to become a full-time performer.
Are you like hands-on? How involved are you, or do you just let your people run it?
The Joe's Barbershop franchise pretty much runs itself. We have somebody to run it for us. I'm quite involved in Benua Clothing, and what else have I got? Oh, the van, yeah, that one runs itself pretty much. We have somebody there to manage it. Our fleet is very small. It's only a couple of vans, so it doesn't take up that much. A lot of my time is focused on Ultimate as a business. Yeah, Ultimate first, Benua Clothing second, and then everything else after that. The people I look up to in music and in the music industry has always been entrepreneurs. Again, it goes back to being a fan of hip hop, and entrepreneurship being a big part of hip hop's DNA. So I think, yeah.
So who are your biggest idols?
In terms of, this is like hip hop fans, right? This is like you can talk for days about who.
So who are your biggest who kind of balance the
To me, the greatest of all time is Jay-Z and Eminem. It's a joint. They jointly hold the top spot. You know, I don't think there is anybody else who has managed to balance the critical and the commercial side, you know, the creative and the industrial side of things as well as them.
Are there any philosophies or rules that you follow?
It's all the standard entrepreneur rules, bro. Fail early, fail often. You got to learn to do everything by yourself. You got to, if you're falling down, make sure you take notes when you're falling down. When you're failing, you make sure you take notes, because then you wasted that lesson. You got to be brave. We have things like Cendana and My Creative Ventures, right? If you want to approach more traditional financing institutions, they don't like financing anything entertainment related, because although it's high returns, it's also high risk. It's a very high risk, very high return industry to finance or to invest in. So they are quite reluctant. They are averse to that level of risk. And I understand, I get it. I think you got to self-fund. Maybe you can depend on crowdfunding. You can depend on angel investors, or you can, you know, get signed to a label. You know, so it depends on what you are comfortable with. Music business, there's two parts, right? So there's the music side that you got to master, and there's the business side that you got to master. If you focus on only one, it's not gonna turn out the way you want, right? Because if you're thinking too much of business, you just like, okay, I want to write a song that sells. Yeah, but you don't get that satisfaction, that creative satisfaction that a lot of creative people want. But if you just focus on the creative aspect, and you don't know how to monetize the services and products derived from your creativity, then how are you going to pay your bills? I like being in that grey area. It's the hardest, out of these three areas, it's the hardest to be and to stay in. You know, because when you're there, you're like, I can do whatever songs that I like, and you know, I can still pay my bills, and I get my satisfaction. And you know, my parents will stop complaining about me being in the creative field. To me, there are rewards there that is not quantifiable that I love.
Are you looking at any other business ventures that you want to go in, or something that maybe?
Yes. I want to stop being a celebrity. I want to stop performing. I want to stop recording. I can still write. Okay, again, it's the 4 income streams. I can still write, and we are investing in several other businesses right now that we hope will pay off in the future. Agriculture, because I've been reading up on food security. I believe there's going to be demand. There's going to be demand. It's the same thing with Benua Clothing, because I went with my partner. We went to this hijab fair, right? So walking around, and there's like 250 booths, bro. Out of 250 booths, there's only 5 booths selling stuff for men, right? And the people walking around, 40% are men. So we know there's a demand there.
A lot of young people now are getting into entrepreneurship. That's
Yeah.
the main reason why we're doing this video. So
Okay, it's not all fun and games, dude. It's not the entrepreneurs you see on Instagram, because Instagram is just a highlight reel. They don't show you the other things, the sleeping on the couch in your office. They don't show you the late payments. You cannot pay your bills on time because whatever you build, you don't get paid on time. They don't show you all the people who doubt. You know, they don't show you, like, even though your company is making money, you're still driving the same old car. They only show you after they buy the new car, then they show you. Don't be fooled, lah. It's not easy. It's going to be a tough climb. But what I can promise you is the satisfaction you get when whatever you're working on takes off, or you know, becomes successful. The satisfaction is off the charts. You cannot measure it. You know, you can't put a number to it. Like, you can put a number to your billing or your gross profit, your net profit, and all that. You can put a number to that, but satisfaction, you cannot put a number on it. So a lot of, you don't see it. You know, you can't tell people like how sad I feel 100 satisfaction points out of a possible of 100. You can't do that. So it's harder to get that across. You know, it's a very intangible thing. But the puas hati is next level, bro. I can tell you that.
Alright, so I hope you liked that interview and I hope you learned something from that. I certainly did. I learned a lot of things during that interview. And if you really like the content, please leave a comment. Tell us why you liked it. If you really liked it, you can also leave some feedback. Let us know how we can improve, how I can improve. And if you like the channel, please subscribe where the subscribe button is. So till I see you again in another video. Bye-bye.